And this is Whiskey 5 Oscar Golf, and I'll be net control for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net, and that will start in about 5 minutes on this frequency. Well, yeah, actually, Jack, I did. He was, if it's supposed it was on 289, he said he moved, so he did QSY. Is there another one moved in on us? I don't hear him here. W5OG.
Yeah, I'll try to get a hold of it.
Thank you, Jack.
Morning, Dale. W5OG, WA6LJS. Good signal.
Yeah, you too, John. Good morning to you. Thank you. W5OG will be starting the net in about 4 minutes now.
W5OG, K4YDB, and I'm in contact with Don. Good to go here. And good signal, John, this morning. K4YDB.
Yeah, you too, Bob. You're 15 over right now. And good morning to Joe. I heard him in the background there.
Good morning, John. You're about 15 over. Everybody's so far I heard is 10 to 20 over this morning.
Roger, Roger. WA6LJS standing by for the Flyers top of the hour. K4YDB, there was a March 30-year.
Great, thank you, Jack. K4CAX W5OG. Thank you.
Good morning, Captain. How's things in Georgia this morning? W5PIH Mobile.
W5PIX Mobile, WW5ENZ.
Well, good morning there, Mike. I hear you on the 12-volt radio here. Go ahead.
Roger. Yeah, I got home yesterday. I was up in Enid, and I had and then I was driving home, and I got behind this truck, orange, the orange truck. I can't remember what those guys who they work for. I just got behind this trucker, and he was doing 85 all the way. So I got from Enid to Oklahoma City in about an hour. WW5ENZ.
Well, there you go. He probably had his CBR, an orange truck. But I don't know. I mean, run 85 mile an hour. But whoever it is, well, I was going to say, I believe old Larry, if he was pulling a low boy now and had an extended sleeper on it, that would have been, what is it, KB0 IPT or something like that. That's what he has, is an orange Peterbilt.
Yeah, roger that. I got to get out of here in a minute, because then, we got to let the net start. Anyway, it was kind of funny. He kept him up there, about half a mile. So I figured if the radar got him, it would hit him and not me. Anyway, talk to you later on the net. WW5ENZ.
Roger that. Frequency's clear, Dale. Over to you. W5OG, W5PIX.
Okay, Cliff. Yeah. Good morning, W5PIX Mobile and the rest of the group, W5OG. It is now at that time of the morning, and that time is 10 o'clock here in the central part of the country, and time to start the Air Force's Flyers Club net on this Thursday morning. Good morning to everyone. This net meets on this frequency every day of the year. Members of our group are active duty, retired, and veterans of the military air forces from all branches. We include air crew, ground crew, air traffic controllers, support personnel, and pretty much anyone involved with supporting the aviation mission from all of our armed forces. We also like to welcome visitors to join us on the net. The purpose of our group is to promote fellowship between those of us radio amateurs who spend a portion of our lives supporting the missions of our armed forces. This is a control net. Contact net control. Please use the word contact, relay, info, or check-in. I invite you to check out our website, airforcesflyersclub.org. You can find out all about the net and all the club, and also there's an online application if you are a military veteran with aviation experience there. Let's see. We also have Echolink, and we'll be using that to kind of back up the HF this morning. I think conditions are pretty good today. We shouldn't have a problem. That's on AFFC, which is under the conference tab of Echolink. You can find it there. Alpha Foxtrot Charlie. And we invite you to do that. Usually we wind up after the net doing a short get together on Echolink. We also do use NetLogger, and net logging duties this morning are being accomplished quite skillfully by Lee N5 Bravo Echo, my neighbor over in Arlington, Texas. I did hear him on earlier this morning. And let's see, I guess that's about it. I'll give you the list from off of NetLogger that I have so far. On the list, I've got K0ZNC Don, who I mentioned. Well, I didn't mention it, but he'll be brought in from Echolink, actually. He'll be brought in by the commander, K1BOB Bob. And thank you for that, Bob, and good morning to you, Don, if you're listening on the SCR. Also, we have our mobile, the 18-wheeler mobile, W5PIX in the mobile down around Corpus Christi somewhere, roaming around. We got our net logger, N5BE Lee, and also I see that Carl, the ops officer, is in there, KF7GJO. Good morning to you, Carl. We've got the commander, K1BOB. We've got Ray, WB2JJO. He is in the Garden State of New Jersey there. Let's see, WW5ENZ is next. That's Chief Mike up in Oklahoma City. Got Professor Bob, and that's 6RG. Good morning to you, Bob. Hope I can hear you. Yesterday you were pretty light with me for some reason. I don't know why. Conditions, I assume. All right, next would be his neighbor to the south, WA6LJS near San Diego. And good morning to you, John, with a good signal. Charlie, K4YDB, that's what I wanted to mention before. He does a YouTube video, YouTube live stream of the net. You can see the question of the day. He normally has that posted. That's Charlie in Cartersville, Georgia. We do appreciate his doing them on YouTube. You can just go to YouTube, search for K4YDB and select live stream. Next is KQ4HJN, that's Steve and down in Florida. And next would be Joe, W5ABI, a good signal this morning, Joe. And Jack, KM4CAX, was also a good signal as normal. And my younger brother, Brian, WB5DRI. Good morning to you, Brian. Love you and Susie. And let's see, next is, we've got 3 to receive only, KS5KY. Good morning to you, Chris, listening from Bowling Green there. KJ5IAI, I think a brand new ham down in the Benton Belton area. It says Benton, but I think that means it should be Belton, Texas. KJ5IAI, brand new ham. Good morning to you, Mike, and congratulations to you on your license, and thanks for listening in this morning. Hope you enjoy the net. And his mentor there, KG5PTE, James. Good morning to you, James. I guess you're just listening this morning. And I got Art on here, WX7 Lima from New River, and I bet you I can hear you fine this morning there, Art. All right, let me take a stand by and see if we have any additional check-ins. That's the extent of the net as we have it so far. Any additional over-the-air check-ins for the Air Force Inspires Club net, call now, W5OG. Boy, all quiet here. John, WA6LJS, if you would put a call out from California there for additional check-ins. W5OG.
Wilco, this is WA6LJS relaying for net control for the Thursday morning Air Force Flyers net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now. All's quiet on the West Coast. Back to net.
All right, fine, John. Thank you. Let's see, how about Jack, KM4CAX? You're pretty far east there. Put a call out from Georgia there, if you would. KM4CAX, W5OG.
Wilco, this is KM4CAX. Check in for the Air Force Flyers Club. Numbers are all quiet, Dale. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Jack. Well, that's great. All right, we got a quorum here. Let me dispatch the question of the day quickly. It is a very simple question. Picked up on Lee's question from yesterday, and I noticed something also from a relatively recent news item from the Air Force News. And the Air Force, this is a very simple question, and I kept it simple. It should be easy to, I guess, figure out what the answer is here. And it's only one question. So the Air Force in July tested a new ship-killing guided bomb to demonstrate the service's growing ability to sink enemy vessels. I thought this was interesting. Which of the following is the Air Force Research Laboratory's name for this unpowered guided munition? Which of the following is the Air Force Research Laboratory's name for this unpowered guided munition? Which worked very well, by the way. Is it A, quick kill? A is quick kill. B is quick sink. Quick sink. Charlie is quick strike. Quick strike. Or answer Delta, maybe. Quick harpoon. Quick harpoon. That's the four possibilities. You have to figure out which one is the actual name as given by the Air Force Research Laboratory. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And we can start off as we normally do with Don. Good morning to you, Don. And if you'd bring in Don off of Echo Link there, Bob, I would appreciate that. K4YDB, W5OG.
Will do. K4YDB here. And Don, you're up for the net. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it from both of you. This is Don, K0ZNC, and along North Colorado. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to the flyers. I got a really nice day brewing here. Fall is usually pretty nice here in Colorado. We should use a little more rain, but we're currently about 69 degrees, I think the weatherman said, going up to 83 degrees today, and zero chance of rain. Well, anyway, just take what you get with it. All right. Gosh, I have no idea. I'm going to make a guess. Usually I do a Charlie out, but I'm going to make a guess today that Delta. The answer is Delta on the question. Harpoon. So put me down for Delta if you would, Dale. Give me a shout on the 73 round. As usual, we never know for sure when I'm going to be here. So we'll throw it back to you, Dale. W5OG and the Dale Bill Challenge is what he's wanting. And W5OG via K4YDB. This is K0ZNC.
K4YDB back to net.
Okay, very fine, Bob and Don. Yeah, solid copy there, Don. And mighty fine on your answer. And we're going to keep you around this morning as long as we can. If you're there for the 73 round, we'll bring you back in. All right, let's see if Uncle Cliff is where he can give us a transmission. W5PIX in the Mobile, down around Corpus Christi there. Go ahead, Cliff. W5OG, you're up.
W5OG, W5PIX, thank you very much there, Dale. And, yeah, we are down here in Corpus Christi, not too far from the base. And, cloudy conditions down here, rain showers every now and then, between the 5 and 8. I'm going to go with Delta Harpoon. I really don't know, but Harpoon sounds like it'd be a good one there. So, but other than that, just a beautiful morning down here, 89 degrees, and right at the moment, just a very light breeze. But like I said, a lot of clouds and intermittent rain showers. So back to net control, W5OG, W5PIX.
All right, Cliff, mighty fine. We'll drive careful in the rain there today. Hopefully you'll get some good rain. We need some rain up here in northeast Texas, I'll tell you that. Things are getting dry. All right, we'll move along. Let's go to Lee and my neighbor over in Arlington, N5B, and thanks again for doing the net logging. Getting it started there, Lee. I do appreciate that very much. N5BE, you're up, W5OG.
Yeah, W5OG and 5B. You're welcome, Dale. I like to get in here early and get everything set up, and that's one less thing all the net controls have to think about. So glad to do it. Your answers on this question, I was laughing, and Carl may remember this, right? Because I think we went to basic about, within the same window of time there. At the time in the Army, they were trying to develop shooting skills that were more instinctive than taking your time and aiming, and still be accurate. So they had a course called Quick Kill, and we did it for one whole day in basic training. They carved out a day for it. And like I said, Carl may remember this. So you would have a partner with a Daisy BB gun, and you'd have a disc in your hand, and you'd throw this disc up in the air, and then you would instinctively try to shoot it. Kind of like the rifleman, the rifleman on TV. And so after a while, you got to hit this disc pretty darn good. And then you'd switch sides, one guy be the tosser, the other guy be the shooter. Well, you ended up with a disc about the size of a 50-cent piece. And I'll be darned if you couldn't hit that thing instinctively shooting. I mean, if you were somewhat coordinated, you would. Well, in the afternoon, you'd go down the trail that had the old Viet Cong village trail, as best they could in New Jersey anyway. And then you'd go down this trail to see if you could spot the adversaries and shoot them quickly, instinctively. Well, a 2-star general showed up in short-sleeved khakis, and he wanted to do this. So guess where he got shot the whole time? Boy, he was a good sport about it. He thought it was pretty funny. So anyway, that was a quick kill. But that's not the answer. I don't think I'm looking back over it. I'm gonna go with quick thinking. I'm gonna go with Bravo. But you know what, Dale? They should have named this munition the Billy Mitchell. That would have been awesome. So anyway, that's my answer today. And thanks for doing the net. Well, always a pleasure. W5OGN5BE.
Okay, Lee. Very good comments. Enjoyed that as always. Your stories are super. A comment, I can remember in back in the days when I was a kid, we all had BB guns. We used to have fights shooting each other with BB guns. So it's a wonder we survived those years, as I recall. So I have a few memories myself from those days. But, I've always been amazed as my grandkids have been, kids first. I only had one son, but he and I did a lot of shooting. But anyway, the grandkids have come along, and we like to go throw up some blue rock, the clay pigeons, and we have a shooter, and out here in the country we can put it up almost anywhere. And when it comes time for these grandkids to come along and learn how to shoot a shotgun, it's amazing to me because of they've been used to it playing those video games, and that leading a target, a moving target, is nothing for these the younger generation. They've got that all down pat, and it really does help when it comes time to shoot skeet or trap. Anyway, very interesting. Thank you, Lee. Let's move along. Go to Carl, the ops officer, KF7GJO. Good morning, Carl. You're up, W5OG.
Well, good morning, Dale. I'm the group. This is KF7GJO out here where it's we got the aftermath of yesterday's storms. Horrendous rain showers, thunderstorms. If the weather guesser's forecast turned out to be about 15 raindrops. It's lingering, and it rained about 3 o'clock this morning a little bit. Well, Lee, I remember that. That was right. I got out of basic, or else they didn't have it yet at Fort Ord when I went through basic. But when I got to Vietnam, we practiced a slightly different version using M16s, where they didn't have pop-up targets, but they would kind of start you walking down a trail in open field. They that when you would spot that have 55-gallon drum or a piece of cardboard or something like that, whenever you spotted that, you just drew your weapon up and fired without sighting on it or anything like that. And surprisingly, it worked real well. And the pistols, what they would do is to practice for it with a pistol is you just bring up your hand and your and get used to doing that. And then when you added a handgun, it was amazing how accurate you could be. Yeah, I remember it, but it came shortly after my stint in basic training. Okay, on to this question, and Dale, did you come up with this all by yourself, or do you have help from somebody? Because, boy, this is a new one to me. Boy, I'm just going to throw out a flag here, and I'm going to go with C. Charles Quick Strike. That sounds kind of like the same thing that Lee and I have been talking about with rifles and handguns. So I'm going with C. Quick Strike, and once again, Lee, thanks for bringing back, stirring the pot and bringing back some of those old memories. Aye. Okay, Dale, I'll be with you to the end. Stop to you. W5OG, K4YDB.
Okay, Sparky, mighty fine. All interesting comments as always. Glad that you're with us this morning. All right, let's move along. Go to the commander, K1BOB. Good morning again, Bob. Thanks for the help. Thanks for bringing in Don, as always. W5OG.
K1BOB. Happy to do it, Dale. Thank you for running the net. I love your question and the subject that Leon brought up there. Yeah, throw me in the instinctive shooting box there. I used to do a lot of that in the parents' backyard when I was probably 12 years old and up. I used to harass the gray squirrels way up in the large oak trees. We had a lot of mature oak trees, or very high trees. It was a lot of fun, and when conditions are right, you could see that BB its whole flight. The problem is you got to take the gun off your shoulder and pull the lever again and get it back into position for a slow second shot. And yeah, I've got a few BB guns, believe it or not. I bought a nice high-powered silent air rifle, 22 caliber, supersonic, for pest control. We had a problem with some pests, groundhogs. They'd get in and start burrowing around the house and barn, and that took care of them in one shot. But along with that was an added addition. They put in a Red Ryder, the old Red Ryder lever action. So I've got a Red Ryder to give to my grandson or granddaughters, and also the old pump. Remember the pump one? That was a lot faster to shoot. You just pumped it. So I've got one of those. I have fun off the top balcony on the second floor, harassing people. Anyway, the question of the day, good. Oh, and I love your answers too. I just love them. Boy, I'd want to say the harpoon. But that's already used somewhere or similar. I think it's a takeoff on the GBU 31 series there, and also known as the JDAM, which the F-111F used on Tripoli many years ago, and that had to be laser guided. I don't think this one is. I think it's about the same thing. You can go up to a 2,000-pound bomb, and that's typically what F-111s drop for, 2,000-pounders. Those are big babies. They'll take out a ship if you hit it in the waterline. So I think it has some added guidance to stay on a moving target after it's launched. Actually, the F-111s back then, the WISO, Weapon System Officer in the right seat, could lead a target. He could lead a target and keep moving the bomb the way he had to get a target that was moving. But I think the new one probably does it by itself. So you can release and forget, I think. I'm not sure if they haven't talked about the real technology, but it guides itself after it goes off from an aircraft, any fighter aircraft, I believe. can take a 2,000-pounder. And so that's my story. I'm going to stick to it. I know the answer. I've seen it. And so I'll pass on that one. And thank you for running the net. Good to hear everybody out there. It's nice fair weather today and a little sunshine today. So I gotta load up fence posts and stuff. Some have cement on them. So I gotta disconnect the cement or break it up, or the dump won't accept it. They're picky up there. Anyway, K4YDB, back to net.
Okay, Bob. Yeah, mighty fine. So you passed on the answer? Is that what I see on the net logger there? Over.
Yeah, I know the answer, so I'm going to pass.
Oh, okay. Well, there's no, there's no penalty for knowing the answer. Oh my. Anyway, mighty fine, Bob. Let's go to Ray, WB2JJO in New Jersey. There. Good morning, Ray. You're up. W5OG.
W5OG from WB2JJO. Well, good morning to you, Dale, and all the flyers. Boy, I tell you what, it's a beautiful day here in southern New Jersey. We got like 77 degrees and it's sunny. Excuse me. But I still got my real cold here, but we're doing okay. As far as the question goes, boy, I'll tell you what, this one here is a puzzler for me because I don't know the answer. I'm listening to the other gentlemen on here who are, a lot more in tune with this, but I don't know. Growing up, I didn't have any guns and stuff. We played guns with sticks. We didn't have any real BB guns or none of that stuff. Our parents just would not purchase anything like that there, so we had to use sticks for that way back when. So my answer is going to be, because it has to do with chips, I'm going to use Bravo. I'm going to say Quick Sync. Quick Sync is what I'm going to use for today's answer. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong. But the bottom line is, this is a fun net. You know what? It's also very, very educational. And I really appreciate the net controllers digging this stuff out and putting it out there. So with that there, Dale, I'll turn it back over to you. W5OG, WB2JJO.
Okay, fine business there, Ray. No problems copying you. Good signal on the Utah SDR, which is what I use fundamentally there. I do have the antenna out to the west, so it's not favoring you, but I do hear you well on the SDR. Okay, got your answer as Bravo. Let's move along to Chief Mike, WW5ENZ. You're up, Mike. Thanks for being there this morning. W5OG.
Okay, W5OG, WW5ENZ. Yeah, I was out for a couple of days here. I went up to Enid and took some. It was like a photo shoot at the Oklahoma Train Museum, and it was pretty neat. It was pretty interesting. And instead of taking the RV, I just stayed in one of the suites in town, And boy, I tell you what, I sure miss the RV. I don't know how many of you guys stay in hotels and stuff like that, but I tell you, this thing was a mess. It was like there was no early check-in, and when we got there at 3, they didn't have a room ready, and then there was little teeny spilt pillows on a king-size bed. It was crappy, and bugs in the shower. It was just terrible. And then there was no towel racks. The toilet was too small. Didn't work right. I mean, I tell you, really crazy. I really missed my RV, that's for sure. Anyway, we also stopped by Advance, and that was a real disappointment. We went to the VX, their APs thing, and there was no food courts at all, nothing, and the restrooms were really dirty. You can tell I had to stop there before I could get to the hotel because they wouldn't let me check in early. So anyway, so it's been crazy. Of course, yesterday too, guys, if anybody's invested, you'll notice the Fed raised the rate 5%. I mean 0.5%. It was they were thinking about 0.25, but they actually went 0.5. So you might check your stock today. I know Tesla was up like 5%. I put about $5,000 in my pocket. But anyway, so that's a pretty good deal. And I already talked to I had a net coming home there following that trucker, one of probably one of Cliff's buddies, but he's not going to admit it. But the guy was doing 85 all the way down from Enid to Oklahoma City. I made it in about almost just a little over an hour, and we're talking 78 miles. Anyway, very good though. Life is good. And next thing is, I guess the question. Bob goes, I know what it is, so I'm going to pass. Well, hell, I know what it is too, but I'm going to say Baker and move on. Let's go back to you, W5OG, WW5ENZ.
Okay, Mike, mighty fine. It's always a pleasure. And I certainly agree with that comment about hotels. Sharon won't even do it. She won't stay in a hotel anymore. And that's one of the reasons we've stayed in the RV business as long as we have. She likes having her own bed and her own bathroom. And when we spend the summer up in South Dakota, we're just as comfortable up there as we are at home. And we could live in the thing full time, but we choose not to, of course, because we do have a home here that takes some looking after. If it weren't for grandkids, we'd be really in trouble because there's nearly always somebody here full time that can house sit for me, and that really works out well. But yeah, you're exactly right. I don't want to stay in anybody's hotel anymore. I'm all done with that. So. All right, let's go to Chief. Chief. Let's go to Professor Bob, NX6RG. Good morning, Bob. You're up, W5OG.
W5OG. This is NX6RG. Well, good morning, Dale, and good morning to all the flyers. Well, we still got an overcast day here right now. Nice, cool weather, but I think it's going to heat up on the weekend. Just in time for our beer brats and bingo downtown. The Allegiant puts on. It's a big fundraiser for us. So hoping for warm weather. That means a lot of people will be out on the streets and they'll stop by to play bingo. So anyway, interesting question, Dale. And I don't really know the answer to this one at all, but I was going to copy off of Lee's paper, but Chief Mike said he knew the answer to this, and it was the same one, so I guess I'll copy off both their papers and put down Bravo. But I don't have a clue on this one. I read something about a test, but I didn't remember the names or anything, so anyway, I'll go with Bravo. And I got my old 2-meter handy talkies out. I haven't used them for a long time, but since I'm teaching this class for the tech license down at the Veterans Hall, I thought I would demonstrate 2-meter repeater, but none of the battery packs work anymore. So now I'm investigating replacing those NiCad battery packs that go on my old ICOM. It's IC2GXAT. They're not new. They've been around for a while. So, but I think they still work. They'll still make the repeaters. So they just don't have, all the bells and whistles that the new HPs have. Anyway, with that, I'll be here till the bottom. I'm waiting on a phone call. I've got a contractor coming over, so if I don't make the final round, that's probably why. But otherwise, I'll try to make the final round there. W5OG, NX6RG.
All right, Bob, we'll give a listen in case you're still there. But, mighty fine on handy talkies. Well, I resurrect mine every 5 years or so. And try and figure out if I can remember how to program those and get them up and working. But the Chinese came out with those handy talkies and made it so so cheap that everybody can have one. And they are fun to play around with. There's no doubt, and they work well. They're well constructed. They're of course, the ICOM was preceded all that, and I'm sure yours is one of those earlier versions. but they're fun, and I get interested in VHF every now and then, especially when I get around James. He's big into that, and also Cliff with in the Mobile there. He uses it all the time, and good for those guys. All right, let's move along. Thank you, Bob, and let's go to John, WA6LJS. Good morning, John. You're up, W5OG.
Okay, thanks, Dale. W5OG in the group, WA6LJS. Good morning to the net. Well, we've got excellent conditions down south here today. Didn't need the SDR. I'm hearing everybody, your usual 10 to 15 over, and the commander was real solid too, about 15 over. Mike was solid, and I even heard Bob NX6RG on the local receiver. He wasn't that strong, but he was a good S7 or 8 there. So very good conditions. Well, and we got cool weather, like Bob was mentioning down south here, with about 65 degrees, and we're overcast. And I hope it stays that way. I finally settled on a contractor to do my heat pump replacement there, putting in a new, getting the old furnace and the old air conditioner and going with a heat pump. And boy, it's very worth doing your due diligence to get multiple bids. I had probably about 4 bids on this thing, and the one that came in yesterday was the best, and that was $8,000 less than some of the other bids. So you got to watch these guys. They'll take you to the cleaners unless you really watch what you're doing there. And this is a very good company that I'm going to go with, and they just are very honest, and they know their costs there. So all I'm hoping and praying for now is that the weather stays cool, because they won't be able to put this thing in for about a week or so. And we're supposed to warm up next week, so hopefully it won't be the 100 degrees. We can suffer through a little bit of heat until they get this thing going. Answer to the question. I'm going to go with the professor, and there is a lemming line started, so put me down for B Bravo. Quick sync. So that'll be my answer, and we'll see how it goes. Back to you, Dale. W5OG, WA6LJS.
Okay. Thank you, John. Mighty fine. Good on doing your research there for your HVAC, a new system there for your home, and you're exactly right. Those prices are all over the map anymore. And they'll get as much as they possibly can out of you for a new one, that's for sure. And they can be quite expensive. Anyway, that'll be great that you get when you get that in. And I expect that we've had a flip in the jet stream, because we're enjoying your heat now. Next couple of days are going to be hot, and then cooling off next week, back into the 80s. But it'll be mid-90s here today and tomorrow, and I believe Saturday. And after that, it should cool off back down in the 80s for us. So anyway, I hope we get some rain associated with that. I don't see any in the forecast, though, so that's not a good thing. All right, let's move along. Go to Charlie, K4YDB. Good morning, Charlie. You're up, W5OG.
W5OG, K4YDB. Well, good morning, Dale. Morning to all the flyers out there. I hope everybody's having a good morning right now. Conditions right here are very good. So far, I've heard everybody on my radio, which is really nice for the stream. But right now, it's currently 79 degrees here. It's supposed to get back up into the upper 80s again today, and it's going to be that way for a few days. We're getting down in the 60s at night, which cools things off. And when I go for my walk in the morning, it's not that bad out there, other than it's a little bit humid, real damp. But anyway, I got another doctor's appointment today. This is the last one for the month, and then I got a couple next month, and I don't have anything else till after the first of the year, I hope, anyway. But I got to get out of here as quickly as I can, too. So I may have to shut down early if we run a little bit late, or past, well, I'll have to play it by ear and see. It's going to be a minor surgery, and they want me there a little bit early so they can prep you. Anyway, nothing else going on over here. As far as the question goes, I'm just going to go with the Lemmings now. Put me down for Bravo. W5OG K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Okay, Charlie, you have detected a lemming line, and you're going to get in it. Okay. Mighty fine there, Charlie. You know, there's a visitor here that came in on NetLogger, and I did not recognize him earlier. I think let me just check and see if he can transmit, if he would like to take a turn. That's W5OKC. I do like that call. I would assume he's in Oklahoma City, but I'm not sure of that. So W5OKC, Evan, if you're there, go ahead and take a turn. W5OG. I don't hear him. John, if he's in Oklahoma City, he might not hear me unless he's on the SDR. WA6LJS, would you give W5OKC a call and see if he's there?
Yeah, we'll call. This is WA6LJS. W5OKC, Whiskey 5, Oscar, Kilo, Charlie. You're up, WA6LJS. All quiet down here, Dale.
All right, thank you, John. Well, anyway, we're glad to have him join us, even if he is not able to transmit this morning. Let's see. Let's move along to Steve down in Florida. KQ4HJN. Good morning, Steve. You're up for the net. W5OG. All right. And mighty fine, Steve, and glad that you could join us this morning. Got your answer as Bravo with the rest of the lemmings there. All right, Joe, W5ABI, Navy man. Did you know something about sinking ships, perhaps? You're up, Joe, W5OG.
Yeah, good morning, Dale. W5OG and the Flyers, W5ABI. Yeah, thanks for running the net. Beautiful morning here in Las Cruces. About 67, supposed to go up to 94. Supposed to be in the 90s for the next week, which is a little unusual. Usually this time of year it's somewhere in the 80s, but every year is different. Nice and dry, no humidity, no wind this morning. Anyhow, we're going to be over your way beginning of October. I don't know how far away. I think you said you're north of Dallas. We're going to be in McKinney Center. I don't know if you've ever been there. We're getting a shuttle from the airport, and that is a good idea from what I hear. If you're not used to driving in Dallas, it would be real nice. Hi. Anyhow, boy, let me see the question. You know, I'm going to jump in the running line also, and I'll be in the Navy, man. I'll go with Bravo. And we'll be here for the bottom, Thanks again for running the net. And thanks, Lee, for running the net logger. We sure appreciate it. W5OG, W5ABI.
Yeah, Joe, what was your answer? What was the answer to the question there, Joe? One more time, over.
Yeah, the answer was Bravo.
Okay, got you down for Bravo. And then we'll move along. Let's go to Jack, KM4CAX. You're up, Jack, W5OG.
Good morning, Dale, KM4CAX. Jack in Covington, Georgia. 81 degrees. Going up to 85. It looks like we're going to have in the 80s, 65. Get up to get full at night, 67 degrees. In between Grove and Newark. Make a stop. And
my collection of coins. So, that's the right color. I got the help of those. So, anyway, as to the question, put you down with the introduction to Dale. And I'll be K4YDB.
Okay, Jack, mighty fine. Give our best indoor there, and yeah, you collect your coins. You don't shoot them with the BB guns. So, all right, let's move along to my younger brother Brian, WB5DRI. Good morning, Brian. Love to you and Susie, and you're up, W5OG.
Okay, Dale, W5OG, WB5DRI. Well, good morning, Dale, and love to you and Carolyn there, and good morning to the net. Nice day down here in San Antonio. A little cloudy. I wish we could get a little rain out of it, but we'll have to see about that. But I think it's about 85, and our low is about 78, and our high is still pretty good for this time of year, about 97 degrees. So it's going to be a little warm with a low heat index today, but not too bad, even at that. But anyway, good to be here, Dale, and good net. I'm here just about everybody on the electric radio this morning, and I don't need the SDRs all that much, so it's good. But anyway, on your question there, Dale, great question. I didn't see the article on this, but if it's an anti-ship missile or guided bomb, I would think that it would make sense to call it quick sync for that particular purpose. So I'm going to go with Bravo and get in the line there. So anyway, thanks for getting us all in there this morning, Dale, and good to hear you with your big signal from Mineola there. Back to you, W5OG, WB5DRI, back to net. Good morning, everybody.
Did you turn it, Brian?
Yeah, I turned it, Dale.
Okay, yeah, I was. Don came in on Echo Link, said he had to leave, so 732 Don there. Got your answer is Bravo, Brian, and let's move along. Let's go to Art. WX7 Lima. Art, good morning. You're up. W5OG. WX7 Lima, are you there, Art?
He's talking.
I can't hear it.
Bravo, K1BOB. His answer was Bravo, Dale, K1BOB.
Yeah, okay, well, I could not hear him. I've got this line noise thing, and you know, it went away yesterday. The band was nice and quiet. I was elated. I was very hopeful that it would keep on with no noise. And in fact, I took my sniffer and walked all the way out to the telephone pole that I have that in mind that's giving me all the problems. It was quiet as a church mouse out there. There was no noise at all being emitted from anywhere around those lines. So I said, you know, wonderful, wonderful. And anyway, when I woke up this morning, sure enough, the noise was back. So, and my wonderful little device called a line noise monitor from MFJ that I've had for years and years, and here lately I've had to really put it to use. But anyway, I can detect that line noise sitting right here in the shack. And then when it goes away on the radio, you can't detect it on the line noise sniffer. So it does absolutely work. But anyway, it does wipe out the local receiver here pretty much, and it's a pain in the neck to have to put up with. One of these days, I'll get my power company to do something about it for me. Okay, that's, let's see, I think the rest of these are going to be receive only. That's Chris, KS5KY, and Mike, as I mentioned earlier, KJ5IAI, and James. And I don't know if he was eating breakfast earlier. I don't know. James, are you where you can transmit? I'll take a quick standby for KG5PTE. If you're there, James, and like to have a comment or two, go ahead. W5OG, you're up. Well, I don't hear James. I would hear him normally on the SDR there. And I see that Steve is receive only also, K6 Papa X-ray, so good morning to you, Steve. All right, well, that's the initial trip through the list. Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody from the original list? Call now, W5OG. All right, let me dispatch the question of the day. And I thought it would be interesting. And it's a very simple question, actually, and I found it in association with thinking about yesterday's question and doing a little research there. It got me on to the other news item concerning air-to-ground or air-to-ship munitions, and the question had to do with a new ship-killing guided bomb that the Air Force was playing around with back in July. And the Air Force tested a new ship-killing guided bomb to demonstrate the service's growing ability to sink enemy vessels. Which of the following is the Air Force Research Laboratory's name for this unpowered guided munition? It's not a missile, but a bomb, but it is a guided munition. And it didn't have any details on the guidance system or anything. And the possible answers to the question of what was the name of this munition was A, quick kill, B, quick sink, C, quick strike, and D, quick harpoon. And most all of you got the correct answer, quick sink. Quick sink. I thought that was kind of interesting. I did come up with all the rest of those on my own, which is probably a pretty good indication of my limited imagination. Anyway, I do appreciate your playing along with that and your patience with your poor struggling mentor who has to really put some brain waves to work in coming up with some of these questions. Anyway, the answer was bravo, quick sink. Quick sink. All right, let's go ahead and start down the list for the 73 round. Don is left for the day, so again, we'll pass along 7-3s to him and go to W5PIX in the Mobile. Cliff, or where are you where you can take a turn for the 73 round? Go ahead, W5OG. Is he talking?
W5PIX, Cliff, you're up. K1DOB. He's talking.
Everybody here over on Echo Lake, and tell you how it's going. It's clouding up here, though. Anyway, back to that W5PIX.
Okay, Cliff, did hear you there. I can hear you on SCR number 4 with no problem. And how far is far? The eternal question there. All right, 7-3 for you, Cliff. We'll see you over on Echo Lake probably after the net. Let's go to Lee, N5BE. Go ahead, Lee. Thanks for the help today. W5OG.
Yeah, W5OG and 5B. Good net, Dale. Well done. It was nice to relax and listen to a pro do it. So I enjoyed that. I'm holding 2 questions if anyone needs them. Mike, I think you still have a question that I sent last week. So if you need me to resend that, let me know. But yeah, I came up with these. They're Cold War aviation questions, right up some of your alleys. So I'm holding those for anyone that needs them. And thank you, Dale. And I'll say 73, and we'll see everybody here tomorrow. W5OG and 5BE.
Go ahead, info. That's Jack. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, Lee, could you send me a question to send me that? Over.
I'll send you the diabolical one, Jack.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, man.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lee. And yeah, you can send me one anytime there, Lee. That'd be great. I'll be glad to use it. And let's see. Let's go to Carl, KF7GJO, 7-3 round. Carl, W5OG.
Well, okay, Dale. Hey, good bet, even if I got the question wrong. Hey, I had a 75% chance to get it wrong, and I succeeded. Hey, everybody have a fantastic day, and we'll give this a try again tomorrow. W5OG, KF7GJO.
All right, Carl. Always a pleasure there. All right, Commander Bob, K1BOB, 7-3, Bob, W5OG.
K1BOB, W5OG, good net, Dale. Interesting question. I just happened to read it in Defense News. Lynn sends me a lot of articles. I get notifications on them, too. So the problem is it's a gravity bomb, so it's not much different than any other gravity bomb other than it has some guidance. I think it has some terminal guidance so it can stay in a moving 30-knot destroyer or something. But the problem is that aircraft has to be within a couple of miles, depending how high it is, or very close inside of a mile up there. It gets skimming across the water, but any good Chinese surface combatant is going to shoot down that aircraft well before it even drops its bomb. If it's one of their modern ships, if it's going after a cargo ship, well, yeah, no problemo. But it might be quick killing the aircraft, I think. So I'm not sure how well that is thought out in today's Navy, where we can shoot aircraft down many miles away, beyond visual range, just like they can in the air. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see the way things are going these days. Good net, Dale. I enjoyed the question. I especially enjoyed the answers there. And for Chief Mike, I elected not to be a lemming. I don't necessarily like to be a lemming. But anyway, I'll send you the lemming T-shirt there, Chief Mike. Sorry about your hotel. I used to get the chief suites, man, on the IG team because I was I was the manager of inspection, and I'd always get a great room. So I'd always get the 06 rooms or the VIP suites. At one time, I got a chief suite, and I swear it was even better. Anyway, K1, when you get used to that, Mike, and I know you probably are, you hate to go to a hotel. K1BOB, back to net. Thanks, Dale. Good to hear everybody.
Okay, fine, Bob. Yeah, that's exactly right. If you got your own bed and conveniences, you don't want to spoil it by having to go to a hotel. We've had to do that a couple of times during the course of our RVing business, where we had a breakdown or someplace or another and wound up having to go to a hotel, and that wasn't very pleasant at all. Anyway, fine, Bob. Thank you for the help today. All right, let's move along to Ray, WB2JJO. Ray, 7-3 round, W5OG.
W5OG from WB2JJ. Well, very good there, Dale. I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed the net. I enjoyed the question, and actually I got 100%. It was a good guess on my part. So with that here, thank you, sir, and we'll catch you further on down the log, as they say. And I got 5 different things I got to get done. So I'll say 7 3s here, and we'll catch you tomorrow. W5OG, WB2JJO, 7 3s off.
Okay, Ray. 673 to you. I see Bob has showed up on that Echo Link there, K2SJP. I don't know what his story is. He was having trouble with his flex there yesterday, but was home and got it straightened out. Anyway, we'll check him on the Echo Link there just shortly. Let's move along to Chief Mike, WW5ENZ. Glad that you're home safely there from your trip, quick trip to Enid there, Mike. Sounds like fun. You're up, W5OG.
Okay, W5OG, WW5ENZ. Great net today, and I just wanted to pass on to Bob there. Yeah, no wonder he gets a Chief Suite on the IG team. Yeah, I probably tried to get one, and they said, no, it's full because there's IG team in there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I wasn't a Chief that long. I was only like Chief for 3 years, but yeah, every time I did get a Chief Suite, it was really nice. And my wife appreciated it more than I did most of the time. Anyway, I don't think Vance even has a Chief toilet there. Yeah, I couldn't believe how broke down that base is, Bob. Hopefully all our bases aren't turning like that. I hope not. Anyway, WW5ENZ, 73 everybody, and have a great day, and I'll catch you probably tomorrow. I got a net with a great question from Lee. WW5ENZ, clear.
All right, Mike. Yeah, mighty fine. Well, we've all witnessed the changes in the Air Force and in our Air Force bases down through the years. And I unfortunately, I have to agree with you. Some of them that I've visited recently, you sure leave a lot to be desired. It's not the same old Air Force that we remember. And I tell you that the NCO clubs and the officers clubs, that were such a big part of our society. I don't know. They're just not the same anymore with the All Ranks Club. It's just different. And some of us would think probably not for the better. Anyway, let's go to Bob. The NX6RG 73 Bob, W5OG.
W5OG, NX6RG. Well, I'll tell you, ditto your comments about Air Force bases, Dale. You know, the ones that I visited recently are just so changed from what I remember. And I agree with you. A lot of those changes aren't for the better, at least in my opinion. But I don't know. It's a different world now, for sure. Well, I'll tell you, that was a great question you had today, and I have to think the intended targets would be somewhere around China. Well, I'll tell you, that's going to be a difficult part of the world to defend. I noticed that Germany was exercising its navigation rights recently by sending ships through there, much to the chagrin of the Chinese. But well, I'll tell you, between what's going on with the attacks on Hezbollah now and since October on Hamas and what China is pushing right now, plus Ukraine, I'll tell you, this world feels to me like it's in a very, very dangerous place that it hasn't been for quite a while. And I think one false misstep could lead us into a pretty large war. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Anyway, 73s for the Flyers. W5OG and X6RG.
Yeah, I certainly agree with those comments there, Bob. And I spent the majority of my life going around that corner there in Southeast Asia from, Hong Kong and down the Philippines on up to toward Taipei and then on up to Japan. And I know that's there's so much commerce through there, and it's just interesting. You're exactly right. The world is kind of like a powder keg right now. Much different than down through the years as we recall. In fact, just 4 short years ago, we can remember when the world was pretty much settled down, and it's completely different now. I don't know that. I don't know how this election is going to turn out. I have no idea, and we won't bring it up as a discussion item, other than to say, I don't know what people are smoking if they don't see the difference. I don't know why in the world you would ever want to vote for this chaos that we're having now. Anyway, over to you there, John, WA6LJS. Go ahead, John. You're up, W5OG.
Okay, thank you, Dale. W5OG, WA6LJS. Yeah, I agree with you guys 100%. Not only the military is not the same, the entire country, the entire world is not the same. But we're living in the last days as far as I'm concerned. Read your Bible and see what's predicted, and it's amazing what has come to pass in this last number of years. Anyway, very good net. Pretty much hearing everybody. I couldn't hear WX7 Lima Lima, not even on the SDRs for some reason, but that's par for the course. I always have trouble hearing him there. But everybody else seems to be doing pretty good. The conditions are pretty fair. So I'll say 7-3. Thanks for running things. Good net, Dale, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. W5OG, WA6LJS.
Okay, John, mighty fine to see you over on Echo Link afterward for a few minutes there. Let's go to Charlie, K4YDB, 7-3, Charlie, W5OG.
W5OG, K4YDB. Well, good net to Dale. I did enjoy it. The question was interesting. Of course, I didn't know the answer. I don't know anything about bombs. Anyway, 73s, everybody. Everybody have a good day, and we will try this again tomorrow. K4YDB, back to net.
Okay, Charlie, mighty fine. Thank you for the nice live stream there. That always helps out our net, I think. All right, let's go to Steve, K4HJN, 7-3 round, Steve, W5OG.
This is frequency in use.
Frequencies in use, or net in progress.
Okay, Steve, mighty fine. Joe, W5ABI, 7-3, Joe, W5OG.
Yeah, W5OG and the Flyers, W5ABI. Good net, Dale. Thanks for running it. 73 to you and all the Flyers. W5OG, W5ABI.
All righty, fine, Joe. Yeah, 7-3 to you. Let's go to Jack, KM4CAX, 7-3 round, Jack, W5OG. All right, Jack. Big signal as always there. You and I do have a good path, no question. All right, let's move along to Brian, WB5DRI. 7-3, Brian, W5OG.
Okay, Dale, W5OG, WB5DRI. Well, good net, Dale. Enjoyed it. And I know Bob was talking about the German ships that went through the Taiwan Straits. There was also a P-8A Poseidon aircraft that flew through there the other day. Kind of interesting. So a lot of activity out that way to exercise our rights to fly and to operate and sail in international waters and international airspace there. So anyway, everybody have a great day. Thanks again, Dale, for getting us in there, and we'll talk to you guys the next time. 73s, W5OG, WB5DRI, back to net. Good day, everybody.
Yeah, okay, Brian. Yeah, you know, I flying the 141s back in the day there, we, especially, you know, I was at Charleston, as you know, and spent a lot of time going across the North Pac there to in country into Vietnam and back. And then when I retired, I got to do it again with UPS. It was amazing. It was the same routes that I did back, 40 years before that with the Air Force days, or 30 years anyway. Much fun down through the years. I miss that. I really do. Anyway, we can talk about that some other time, and I'm sure Bob would agree with that. K2SJP, he got his share of flying, and he would go back and do it again today if we possibly could. Let's go to Art at WX7 Lima Lima. Stand by. I had a sneeze come up there. Don't worry, I put my hand over my mouth there. Anyway, 7-3 Art, WX7 Lima Lima. You're up, W5OG. Okay, Art, maybe we'll see you over on Echo Link there, 7-3 to you. All right, that's the bottom of the list, and unless I missed anybody, did I miss anybody on the 73 round there? Call now, W5OG. Try that again. Who was that was calling in? Well, I'm hearing somebody on the SDR. Anybody hear that station? Try it one more time and see if there's a relay. W5OG. Anybody hear that station?
I think it's a KL6SLT or something in San Vicente, but it's just above the noise. Over.
Yeah, I don't hear him. I can hear it barely on the SDR there, but nothing locally. I do apologize there, old man. You might come back again tomorrow. Maybe we'll have better conditions and we can pull you in here on the net. So, all right, let me take one last quick standby before we close the net and see if there's any last call for check-ins. Any last-minute check-ins, call now, W5OG.
Whiskey Alpha 6, Sugar Zulu Echo.
Whiskey Alpha 6, Sugar Juliet Echo, is it SJE, is that right?
Sugar Zanzibar Echo.
Sierra Zanzibar Echo, that's Whiskey Alpha 6. Mighty fine, then your name and location there, over.
Okay, the name is Bill, and I'm in Wood Lake, California, and I've never been on this net before. I just want to check in and say hi, and thank you, Dave. Thank you for all the great things you put on the internet, QSL.
Yeah, you're not real strong with me, and I do have a high noise level, and I apologize for that, Bill. But we are able to hear you, and very good morning. Thank you for checking in. Anything else for the net before we close, Bill, W5OG?
No, I just want to say hello in 73, and thank you for all you do for us other hams. I'm still learning. Hi. I'm 80 years old, but I'm still learning. Thanks for all the good work. And if this is a regular net, I'll check in tomorrow and see how it goes.
This is a regular net. Every morning, 1500 Zulu. This time of the year. It's always at 10 o'clock Central Time in the morning, and that would be 8 o'clock, of course, your time there on the West Coast. So, yeah, thank you for joining us, Bill. Come back whenever you can. We're on every day. Any other check-ins? Last call. Call now, W5OG. All right, hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and close the net at this time. We'll revert over to Echo Link for those of you that can join us there on the Echo Link tab under the conference area of Echo Link. You can come and join us over there. We'd love to have you join us. So thanks to everyone for their participation and patience with your humble net controller this morning. And patience with the question. I think we had some fun with it. And I have to agree. But one final comment, the first thing that came to my mind was, well, this is only going to work if it's an undefended ship. Today's, I don't know that would be of much value, but I'm sure that they're getting some additional information from it. Anyway, 7-3 all. Have a great Thursday. We will see you on the net again in the morning. And those that can, come join us on Echo Link. W5OG now closing the Air Force's Flyers Club net, returning the frequency to normal amateur use. 7-3.